Hey fellow backyard warriors, Nick here. So today I'm going to be doing a little bit of experimentation and I'm going to be making my first Coyote Jawbone handled knife. I've got this Daysite blade. It's a little on the thicker side. I wanted to try something out that I've been thinking about. Rather than splitting the bone and inserting the blade, which would work for a very thin blade, I think what I'm going to have to do is retain some of this portion. As you can see, there's sort of a concavity here where it's a very thin sheet of bone on one side and there's really nothing on the other. So I'm going to cut this down, open this up a little bit so I can actually glue the blade into the recess and then lash it to the bone tab on the other side. So let's see if that works. All right, I'm going to start by cutting along this line. This should give me just enough of a tab for me to attach the blade. And I might also grind some of this away later, but we'll cut this and see how it looks. Alright, so here it is so far. So now I'm going to use this belt sander to grind out this portion and thin this out so that we can attach the blade. Now make sure that when you're using a powered sander like this with bone, you have very good lung protection, because there's a lot of bad things that can happen when you inhale a lot of bone dust. So let's get started. So this is the tab that I'm going to be gluing this to. And what's nice is that the top of this tab actually has a little bit of that concavity to it, so it really matches the stone blade, which has that lenticular shape to it. Now before I glue the blade in place, I'm going to use this flap wheel to give this whole jawbone a nice satin finish. And I'm also going to round off the points of the teeth just a little bit so that it's a little more comfortable to grip. But even as is, with these teeth being fairly sharp, it's a pretty good grip already. So, here we go. Alright, so I'm going to be gluing this blade in place using some hot melt glue. This is a high temperature hot melt, and what I like about it is that even when it's really hot out, it won't run or get really soft like pine pitch does. And for something like this, I don't see why you wouldn't want to use this. So usually for things that are going to be used a lot, I like to use more modern glues. And I'm also using artificial sinew to wrap this. There we go. So I'm just applying glue to all the surfaces. I want to put a good amount of glue because any voids will be filled with the glue. And the glue will also serve as a bit of a cushion. Alright, the glue's been applied. I'm going to heat up both this portion and the blade. That way the warm blade will stick to the glue better than the cold blade will. Okay, so now I'm just sticking them together. While I do this, I want to make sure that the blade is butted up against the bone. Let's see, there we go. I also want to make sure that everything's lined up. So before I start lashing, I'm just going to grind that away real quick, just so it's nice and smooth and it doesn't get in the way of the finger grip. And then we'll start working on lashing this. So here it is. I really like how this came out. It's got a good feel to it. The bone actually fits really nicely in the hand. And even left-handed it feels pretty good, though I think that really this particular blade, the way this jaw is, the fingers just really fit nicely right-handed. So now I'm going to wrap it, and I'm just doing a really simple basic wrap. Nothing fancy. I'm just going to start by lashing over the front here, bringing this around, and I'm going to cover up this beginning transition point. I think that'll be good to do. Now I'm going to take this tab, pull it as tight as I can, and then start finishing up the wrap. So to finish this wrap, I'm making a loop. As you can see, nice big loop. My loose end is on this side, so I'm going to bring that over and then start wrapping over it. And then this bottom of this loop is going to go around the rest of the handle. That allows me to wrap over it like this. So now I'll just pull it through. Pull that tight. There we go. So now I've got a tube of super glue. I'm just going to go in and put some glue on the base of the teeth so that they don't come loose. This is a thin super glue that'll wick into the cracks and seal them up. Here's the knife all finished up. Here it is all finished up. I also went ahead and made another one, so I'm going to be testing both of these out, and I'm going to see how this method of lashing them onto the handle holds up. So I'll keep you guys posted. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.